श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तः पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। ॐ भद्रं कर्णेभिः शृणुयाम देवाः भद्रं पश्येमाक्षभिर्यजत्राः स्थिरैरङ्गैस्तुष्टुवागंसस्तनूभिः व्यशेम देवहितं यदायुः स्वस्ति न इन्द्रो वृद्धश्रवाः स्वस्ति नः पूषा विश्ववेदाः स्वस्ति नस्ताक्ष्यो अरिष्टनेमिः स्वस्ति नो बृहस्पतिर्दधातु। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। May there be peace in the whole world. May there be peace in our surroundings, and may there be peace in our body and mind. And may we always see auspicious. May we live our life devahitam yadayuhu as ordained by God for the sake of God. Devahitam means both these things, for the sake of God and as ordained by God. And may all the divine forces help me, be with me, protect me. With this wonderful Shanti mantra, we will start with the Upanishad. But before I take this Upanishad, I love Pujya Gurudev's way of introducing an Upanishad. I will not be doing justice even 1/100th of what he used to do. But still, I will just tell you how he would introduce an Upanishad. Shortly, he would make it really elaborate and, really absorb people. And I have heard it, sitting in the audience, and it's remained in my mind because I feel it was Gurudev's journey that he was describing. And that is why I always like to share it. One young boy reaches the foothills of the Himalayas, searching for answers. In those days, planes were not available to go to Badri, Kedar or anything, nor were there proper roads motorable roads. There used to be pagdandis. So he starts off in search for a guru. And as he progresses uphill in the mountains, he has a few things with him, food, and he goes to the villages, begs for food, and one dog accompanies him. This is what he used to make it very interesting. And whatever he gets, 2 rotis, he will give a little bit to the dog as well. But as he goes higher, lesser and lesser villages, lesser and lesser food, so the dog leaves him. उसके पास ही खाना नहीं तो मेरे को कहाँ से देगा? So he leaves. And then as he goes, he says, nature loves a seeker. These are his words. So what nature does? It hugs the seeker. And what happens? Slowly all his clothes, because the thorns are there, they also love. Everyone loves. So they take away. So slowly the clothes also get what? Tattered and exhausted and tired. But that heart has what? That thirst for knowledge, for this Atmagnanam. And he keeps going and such. And finally he comes to a kutia. Now imagine Tapun kutia at that time. How many years back? And he finds a serene saint sitting there. He sees this exhausted, completely exhausted seeker and says, first, go take a bath, eat some food, we will talk tomorrow. Then he comes, he tells, to live there. And at the right, do his sadhanas, do his this, and at the right time, he says, okay, let's sit and we will discuss the Upanishad. We'll discuss the knowledge that you have come for with all these questions in your heart. And then they start with the Shanti mantra. This whole, as I said, I have not done any justice to the way he used to describe, but in my mind, I used to imagine Gurudev going up there, the way he would describe the whole thing, and sitting at the feet of Pujya Swami Tapun Maharaj. And then the knowledge starts. So we have seen the Shanti mantra, and now we will enter into the. For why this text? Remember? Why this text? Because we want, all of us with no exception want what? Why? Happiness. We don't want limitations. So therefore, the why is to get completely free from all limitations. Okay, that is the why. So what will make me completely free from all limitations? Brahma Vidya, Atma Vidya. How will I get that? So it is said that by the knowledge of the Vedas, you will get what? Moksha. I've come for that, so I will get that. So how is answered, and who will get it? Naturally, the seeker. You all have to understand, that means what? All of us, okay? We all must understand. Don't say, there was one person, he got moksha, he's the seeker. What are we supposed to think? What? Who is sitting over here? All of us. If we go, as yesterday, I'll keep referencing Guruji's talk, because that always I have found some sort of a connection. What did he say? You have to do Shravanam with Varanam. You remember? If there are Maharashtrians, it's not Varan Bhatup, okay? It is what? Varanam means you choose. This is extremely important. It will be talked about in this text as well. How do you listen? This is so important. How do I listen? I choose. Yam eva esha vrunute tena labhyaha. One who chooses gains. Full stop. Chooses means what? At this time, it should be eva choosing. At least for this 1 hour, how are we going to do it? Exclusively. Okay? Eva. Therefore, no distractions, no phones, no nothing, and eva. Yam eva vrunute tena labhyaha. Okay. So, with that, who will be, so who is the adhikari? Remember, all of us are. The fact that we are human beings, we are adhikaris. So, don't ever have this feeling, what? This, I can't get it. No, don't think like that. I am a human being, Manushyatvam is there, Mumukshutvam is there because you are attending this camp. You have not come for entertainment. I think not. Because there are much different types of entertainment available in the world also. So, Manushyatvam is there, Mumukshutvam is there, and Mahapurusha, Samshaya is there. Isn't it true? So, now there is no reason why, what? We are not adhikaris. Very clear. Everyone, do you feel I am an adhikari? Ah, wonderful. So, we start with this. I am an adhikari. I have come here for this knowledge and I am going to get it. Not I have come just for the knowledge. I have come for what? For what? The why is very important. For what? Each day when I sit for this knowledge, I should feel today I will get it. Okay. And you say, nahi, 6 din mein kuch hua hi nahi. Doesn't matter. Like Shabri, on the 7th day I will try. You understand? So, each day, that's why at the end, Arjuna listened to the Gita, Dhritarashtra listened to the Gita. Who else listened to the Gita? Sanjay listened to the Gita. And Hanumanji listened to the Gita. Sanjay already bhakta, his heart was filled with bhakti. What happened to Hanumanji? He listened and Bhagavan was very happy with him. But a very important thing happened. When he listened to the Gita and he came down and he prostrated to Bhagavan and he says, oh, maja aa gaya, I loved what you said. Bhagavan said, I curse you, you will forget everything. What? He says, you did 2 mistakes. One is, where did you sit to listen to this? Where were you when you listened to this? On the head of the Guru or at the feet of the Guru? Where was he? You can imagine. First mistake. I am a monkey, you know how I am. Please forgive me. Second thing, did you ask me permission? I was talking to. Second mistake, please forgive me. But how will I remember? Now, this is very important for us. Why I am saying relating this is for. How will I remember this knowledge? I don't want to forget. This is the most beautiful thing I've heard. I don't think this, whole Kurukshetra and all was, I think, made for this Gita only. At least for Hanumanji, he says, what else I can do? I've already attended the Rama Ravana Yuddha. I was part of the whole thing. And that was very much more interesting, guerrilla warfare and all sorts of things. This is all missile and all this. I'm not that interesting. It's not that. So, please tell me, what do I do to remember it? And he says, please write a bhashya, a commentary on it, and you will remember it. What is the meaning of that? Not that every one of us is going to write a commentary on Guruji's is enough. But what are we going to do? When you write a commentary, what will happen? You will be what? So, that is the important thing. Then we remember. Okay. That's it. For Arjuna, what happened? Because he knew that there is nothing else. In this desperate situation, I have to listen and I have to get it. And so, what happened? All exclusive. You get this thing of, yam eva vrunute. That is what I am trying to say. Varan purvak shravanam. He says nothing else is right now more important. It's like life and death for him. He listened. Who else listened like that? Parikshit listened like that. Who else listened like that? Remember that ghost who became who? Dundukari. How did he listen? Yam eva esha. And what happened to him? Okay, fine. So, we are all going to listen like that, all of us. I also listen to what I speak naturally. So, we are all going to listen to this. Now, we will start reading with the reading of the first 2 verses. It's a beautiful verses. Manohi dvividham proktam
Mano hi dvividam proktam.
Shuddham cha shuddhameva cha.
Shuddham cha shuddhameva cha.
Ashuddham kama sankalpam.
Ashuddham kama sankalpam.
Shuddham kama vivarjitam.
Shuddham kama vivarjitam.
Mana eva manushyana.
Mana eva manushyana.
Karanam bandha mokshayoh.
Karanam bandha mokshayo.
Bandhaya vishayasaktam.
Bandhaya vishayasaktam.
Muktam nirvishayam smrutam.
Muktam nirvishayam smritam.
Now, remember yesterday I said mind is very important. This whole Upanishad, in this whole thing. Okay, what is that drop of immortality that we were talking about yesterday? One thought. Where will the thought happen? In the stomach, in the leg, where will it happen? Mind. That is why that mind, which mind will it happen in? Now, you understand now why the importance of that mind I kept on insisting. It's going to happen, but in which mind? Now here comes the thing. It says, mano, mind, dvividham proktam, is of two types, or for the sake of analysis, okay? For the sake of analysis, it can be divided into two types. Shuddham cha ashuddham eva cha. Very simple. Shuddham, pure. Ashuddham, now when this word is used now, we don't feel good, you know. Impure, I'm impure. Don't ever think like that, you know. Because unfortunately, when we say ashuddham, we will start thinking in terms of body. Never think of like that, okay. Now, this is a universal statement, so you don't have to feel too bad. Very clear? Understand that this is the type of mind 99.99999% of us have this mind. So, we should understand it and do something of it rather than just say, oh, I am like that. Okay, because many times we have this, you don't know, and everyone thinks their mind is unique. Is it a fact or not? Swamiji, you don't know what happens in my mind. Remember, there is only a little difference. There's, as Guruji very nicely says, there's difference in degrees, not in kind. What? There's difference in degrees. A little more pure, a little less. That's it. So, it's said over here, Ashuddham and Shuddham Manaha, universal. And, so what is this Ashuddham? Ashuddham Kama Sankalpam, Shuddham Kama Vivarjitam. This Kama Sankalpa is very interesting. What is Sankalpa? When you realize this, now you will say, my God, that's me. What is Sankalpa? Sankalpa is a very interesting thing, and it happens so softly, so effortlessly, so much as a habit that we don't even realize it's happening. Like what? Why don't we go and have tea? Why not? Oh, it would be so nice. If I, what? XYZ, you put whatever you want. Even at this time also, there will be Sankalpa. What if I could be sitting here instead of here? Or if this would be like that. I am telling you, it just is, it is happening in the background of our mind almost sometimes continuously. Do you agree with me? Even every step, why not this? Let us do this. It will be so nice if this happens. This would be so, And when you come for a camp, first sankalpa is, maximum time with Guruji. Is it true or not? That's a sankalpa. And then when it happens, if it doesn't happen, you're understanding this. I'm not saying it's a bad sankalpa at all, please remember that. I'm not saying anything, I'm just telling you the nature of a sankalpa. Coming to this camp also was a sankalpa, isn't true? And that is why the word you must understand, samyak kalpana iti sankalpaha. What is it? It's a kalpana. You are what? Doing an imagination, a dreaming. What if if I should, it's called will, wish, whatever name you want to give it. Sankalpa. So you say, Swami, what's wrong with doing that? Anything wrong with doing that? What is wrong with doing that? Because A, it's not real. It's a what? What? An imagination, a dream, a wish, a desire. Now, when does this sankalpa become a desire? This way, why these two different words? Kama and what? Sankalpa. Why do they give two different words? Sankalpa is just a wish or a will, or just it comes as a suggestion most of the time, to make you a little bit happier, more comfortable, little bit, little more comfort, or little this. It comes like that. Then it doesn't remain like that. One thought, the power of one thought is what I am trying to tell you. Then what happens? Till it's just once my tiny little thought, nothing, no problem. Then what happens? It becomes what? It gets repeated. Yes, it should be nice. It would be wonderful. Yes, we couldn't do it. Let's do it. Why not do it? We want to do it. I really want. And then it becomes a what? Doesn't remain a wish anymore. It becomes a desire. Kama. What? Kama doesn't come just like that. Only sankalpas come when they become what? What? Repeated in different ways. It takes the form of what? Kama. I want that. Till that time also, it's still the power is a little less. And then it becomes what? I have to have that. I must have that. Without that, I can't live. I must have that. And that is the thing to have in life. And you can now put up, everything's happening inside, so you all know. It becomes a compulsion, and at times it becomes an addiction, right? Now imagine, there is so much of dependency in this whole thing. You are understanding that part? And that is why this second verse now, the first line, please underline it. Maybe one time, maybe two times, I don't know how many times, to get this into our heads. And this is a very often quoted, what? This. What? Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho. Underline it. Very often we quote it. Underline it. Mana eva, underline eva a little more. Mana eva manushyanam, for all human beings. Manushyanam means, please don't think one is exception, all of us, except for this one person who is liberated. Mana eva manushyanam karanam is the cause for what? Bandha and moksha. For bondage and liberation. Both, huh? Remember. Now you are understanding the importance of the mind, everyone. Now, okay, what is this? If you want something more interesting to see, you can put it here, otherwise I'll keep showing you this till you get tired of it. Okay, what is this? Every time I say, you have to answer, okay? Where is the book? In my hand. Where is my hand? Obviously on my body. Where is this body? Quick, quick. On the stage. Where is the stage? In this hall. Where is this hall? Chinmay Gardens. Where is Chinmay Gardens? Where is Coimbatore? Tamil Nadu. Where is Tamil Nadu? Where is India? Asia. Where is Asia? Quick. This is all very simple, so nothing more. It's not going to take time. On this earth. Where is the earth? In space. Okay, where is space? When you were in your deep sleep state, was there any concept of space of any type? When you woke up only? Right? So all concepts of space exist where? In the mind, right? In the mind. Whose mind? Important is whose mind? My mind. Is it okay? So where is Vimalananda? Come on. Where is this book? Where is this concept of India or whatever you talked about? Whose mind? You understand? The whole universe, every possible experience that you and I have only exists in, say that word, Except for a thought in my mind, nothing will exist. Prove the existence of anything in the world without a thought in your mind, in my mind. Proof. You will say, no, 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 before I was born, the world existed. Did it exist or did it not? Come on, simple. See, never get scared of giving a wrong answer, because anyway we are here to what? Learn. So don't get scared. Whatever is your thought and you think, it's okay. Don't make a prestige issue of anything, otherwise, we don't learn. Okay, so absolutely don't worry. Actually, when we are learning, there's no wrong answer, because we are learning. So don't make it a prestige issue, okay? And when I ask you a question also, don't say, what is this she's asking, like as though we are in school kids. Please don't make a prestige issue of it. Everyone okay with it? Yes. With my asking you a lot of questions? Yes. Because this is my way of teaching. I'm not Guruji, I don't want to be Guruji because he is Mahapurusha, I'm a small ordinary person, okay? So you said, no, before I came into existence, world was there or not? All the problems of the world was there or not? Then how you say everything I created in my mind and all that? No, I did not create the problem in Somalia. Did you create problem in Somalia? No, I hope not. You didn't go there to do anything. No, I didn't do anything. I'm not responsible for anything. Okay, fine. How do you know about the problem in Somalia? Whose mind? How did you know that the past existed? Come on, how did you know the past existed? That there was a past or something like that. How did you know it existed? How do you know the future is going to exist? Bolo. If a thought of that does not come in my mind, there is nothing called future for me. Is it true or not? If a thought does not come of the what? Past. There is no past for me. And when do thoughts come in our mind? In the present. Is it a fact or not? There were thoughts also in my mind. How do you know? In the bolo. In the present. That there was a thought in my mind, I know now as a thought in my mind now. That there will be a future. So everything, my entire universe and world, whatever I say, even God, where does he exist? Bolo. Whose mind? As a? Kya baat hai. So all problems exist where? Swamiji, that last part I don't like. The rest was all very interesting. Please don't make me responsible for everything. Every experience of ours, everything, good, bad, ugly. Sorrow exists where? As a thought in. Joy exists where? Thought in. Are you understanding the power of what I am speaking? What is written over here. I am speaking only what's written here. I am not saying my own thing. Mana eva. Now you understand the importance of that word eva I made you underline. Mana eva. Eva. Manushyanam. What? Karanam. Is a cause. For what? For what? Bandha moksha. Bandha moksha. Oh my God. Swamiji, you have given so much power to my mind that it can, what? Is it a fact or not? It's our own mind that persecutes us. Worry is where? Fear is where? All the other things that happen in the world. Tension and stress. This is called limitation. See, when we say limitation, we never think, I am happy. That is never a bondage. Is that a bondage to you? Then what are the type of thoughts that are a bondage to us? Let's think about that. What type of thoughts do you feel like, I don't want such thoughts, I don't want such thoughts. What type of thoughts? Guilt, revenge, fear. Come on. Jealousy. Let's go through the range of all those different type of thoughts, right? So all these things, dependency, do we like that? We hate the fact that we have to be dependent on anything. We don't like. Sarvam paravasham dukkham, it is said. What? Anything which is you have to be dependent is dukkham, the cause. anything, it can be anything in the world, anything. So here they are not categorizing anything and saying, oh, 1, 2, 3, 4. No, they says, look, this is the nature. Bandhaya Vishaya Saktam. A mind which is attached to, and Vishaya means any object, okay, please. Because Vishaya now we always feel, you know, some food or some something, you know, a person and all that. Anything can be put in the word of what? Vishaya. Anything other than the subject is an object. Is that okay? See, this is Upanishad, na? So Upanishads are very, that level of that Upanishad is very different. So what? Anything other than the subject is what? A object. And any attachment to any object will be what? Bandha. Vishayasa. But Swamiji, can there not be good objects and what? Bad objects? You know, give us some what? Leeway, na? So we can get attached to at least some things. You don't do like that everything and all that. What is this? What type of a life are you going to? Okay, fine. So what? So that is why they said, first try to get rid of the tamasic attachments to tamasic objects. Then what? Rajasic objects. So how do we do that? So get attached to sattvic things. Okay, that is okay. Now I am happy. So we can get attached to Guru? Yes. We can get attached to what? Guru, this, what is it called, scriptures and all? Yes, starting point. Is it okay? All these attachments, you know, that is why they say, in fact, sarva sangha harahite. I love the statement. It's there in the Bhagavatam. Sarva sangha. Great men, you know, wise men, they are sarva sangha. They have the ability to remove all our what? Attachments. Why? Because by that attachment to God and Guru, we are able to remove our attachment to what? Other things. So all sattvic attachments initially are good only. Finally we would have to drop them, but initially are what? Finally means for a long time till this. This is very important, because all of a sudden say all Vishaya gone, you Rama. That I told you that Kruto Pasti, that one who has done all Upasana and come and he says, okay, Brahma Jnanam Aham Brahmasmi, that is not us. So what do we need? We need something to hang on to. Now, what is this attachment? Let's see the nature. It's very interesting. I love this concept and how the mind works. Please, I don't know, there are some people who would like this, you know, how the mind works. Very interesting. Okay, as I said, now I don't have much things here. Something I should have which is, nothing interesting is here. Anyway, I'll try this one. What is this? Glasses, right? Please remember, my glasses. What is it? What is this? How did you look at it? How are they? What a question, Swami. Glasses. Nothing. They don't even look costly, and they look pretty damaged as well. Isn't it? It's looking pretty damaged. Don't think of buying a new one, huh? Please, I'm okay with it. So this is it. Now, what is your reaction to this? Nothing. Nothing happened in anyone's mind. Did it happen in anyone's mind? Supposing it goes, what will happen to anyone? Poor Swaminis. Isn't it? What will happen to me? Now, what caused the problem? Do you understand now? The root. You think about, see, the cause for sorrow is not anything which is outside, is what we have to understand. And this is very, very, very difficult for us to actually accept. Understand is very easy. I always say understanding Vedanta is the most easy thing, accepting is very difficult. So what happens here? That you say, no, it is this minus. If I can leave that minus, then let it be, it's okay. But this minus is not, it's very difficult. And we have a list of my, do we or do we not? We don't have one or two my. The main ones will be husband and wife and family and all, that is, but we don't have only that much, we have a whole, what? And then it becomes, see, we need all of this. It's not that we don't need and we can't say, no, I don't know whose is this. No, that's not the thing. But what the process of the mind is, let me explain this to you. Okay, what is this? Every time I ask, you have to answer. So what happens? This exists, right? It exists. Nothing wrong with it. Let it exist. It exists. That's not a problem to anyone. Then, the second thing that you do what is called Shobhan Adhyas. First is Satta Adhyas. Satta Adhyas means it exists. And the existence is different from me. It exists different from me. It exists different from me. The Satta Adhyas. So there are two existences, na? What are the two existences? Glass existence, existence. See, we have already given in our mind what? The duality of what? Two existences. Vedanta says how many existences? But what we have said, this is one existence, this is two existence, right? Now, after that, the second thing, what do? How is this? Oh, very nice. Or you say, not nice. Okay, so that we say is what? Shobhana Adhyasa. What is it called? Shobhana or Ashobhana, means it's good or it's not good. This is the second one. Then till that time it's still not a problem. Then the third one we do now, that gets us into problem. And see, this doesn't happen stepwise. Huh? First we do this, then we do, no, not like that. It happens. So what is it? It exists. And in that it's got an existence different from me. It's got its own separate existence. I've got my own separate existence. I will exist. This also exists to existence. Fine. Then how is it? Oh, it's very nice, or it's very bad, whatever. So Shobhan, Ashobhan. Till that time there is not a problem. Then what we do, if we say Shobhana Adhyasa, it is good, then what do we say? If I get it, I'll be happy. That is the problem. That is the root. What? It's called Sukha Adhyasa or Dukkha Adhyasa. Both the things. What? Either Sukha Adhyasa or that's where the problem begins. But if I put Shobhana Adhyasa, can I avoid Sukha or Dukkha Adhyasa? Come on. Why? Because we all want happiness, and the very fact I say, oh, very good, immediately I want it. You understand how that wish and will comes now? How that sankalpa comes into your mind? Behind all the sankalpa is all these things that are happening. Satta Adhyasa, Shobhana Adhyasa, Sukha Adhyasa, and then, so nice if I have it. You understand the whole train of things? Then the sankalpa is there, then the sankalpa becomes what? Stronger, and it becomes what? Kama, I want it. And then what happens? Asakta. And then what happens? If I get it, if I don't get it, oh. Got it? This is how the attachment happens. And it happens so silently and subtly. It's going on somewhere in the background. Now, next time just watch your mind as you are eating or any action that you are doing, just start seeing what is happening inside you. Okay? And you will find, you can, if you can catch your mind at any point of time, what will happen? Nirvishayam smritam. Slowly what will happen? See, what happens is, okay, children, and you know, I used to be in front of lots of children and all that, so they are all in there. So one of the method I have learned is just if there will be one child will be mischievous, all the rest of them all will be there. There will be one restless and all. Just keep looking without expression, no anger or anything like that. Just keep looking, no expression. Supposing I start doing to you, you'll start getting uncomfortable. With no exception, I just keep staring at you. You'll say, it's creepy, Swamiji, stop doing it. I'm not, and there's no expression. It's not that I'm like some anger or nothing, just nothing. I'll just keep watching you. What will happen? You understand? You become alert, you become this. So, what happens at any point of stage in our mind where all these things are happening inside, if you start watching it, if you become alert, if you start thinking, what will happen? That thing can't do its mischief. The mind can't do its what? Mischief. Our mind works in patterns. Okay? Our mind works in patterns. Shall we do an experiment? Everyone ready? You have to be ready and alert. Okay, everyone? You have to do exactly what I say. I'm not going to make you do anything bad, so please don't get scared. Okay? But you have to be spontaneous. You have to just do it as I tell you to do it. Okay? You are going to say the first word that comes into your mind after I say something. Okay? I'm not going to make you do anything, so just be spontaneous and just say it. Okay? Father, son, girl. Did I plan this? Then what happened? We think in patterns. Are you understanding? The mind thinks in patterns. There's a pattern that has been set. Because you were spontaneous, if you started thinking, nay, 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 I will this, then that pattern would not have been there. You would have interfered with that pattern. Now, you are going to not say the first word that comes to your mind. Okay? Are you all ready? Up? You're getting the point? How strong is that pattern is what I'm saying? And the others all kept quiet. You all did not even speak anything immediately. You get it? Because you were trying to think of some. The first word that came was what? Down, because it's a pattern. Then what happened? You wanted to break the pattern. So you had got a pause and then you thought. Now you understood how to break the pattern. क्या बात है ना? कितनी बढ़िया बात है. Mandamokshaya. You want to break patterns of the mind. You want to break all these habitual errors that we do of, wrong notions and wrong this and all. So what do? We pause and think. That is why very beautiful, again, a statement of Panchadashi, which I love, often quoted again, avichara kruto bandha vicharena nivartate. Very often quoted. What? All bondage is what? Avichara, because of three things. One is not thinking at all or not thinking enough or thinking completely wrong. Avichara has all these three meanings. One is what? Not thinking at all. So many people said, say that also. Why did you say that? I didn't just think, I just did. Yes, I just spoke. But why did you not think? People say also, I just got married. I said, how can you just get married, Ray? This is sort of, it's like a premeditated thing, Is it true or not? Right from so many years you start thinking, I'm going to get married, and then you get married. You don't just get married. No, Swamiji, children just happen. They don't just happen. Things don't just, why? It's no conscious thinking sometimes. So, avichara, just. Either not thinking at all or what? Not enough thinking. I tell you, as far as Vedanta is concerned, we fall into this thing. It's not that all of you who are here, you're all thinkers. But we don't do what? Thinking till it needs to be done, till a point where it will have its own effect. So we have to learn how to what? Thinking is very difficult. It's not easy. Any thinking is very easy. From morning to night and birth to death, we keep thinking. Is it a fact or not? So no one has to teach us how to think as such. But we do need to learn what? Actually, how to think. We have to learn. And Vedanta is a fantastic tool. I'm telling you, it disciplines the mind as to how to think. It gives you the tools. You study the Bhagavad Gita, you study all of these beautiful texts. It shows you how to think. Very systematic, very, see the way the shlokas are also there, beautiful. What is impure mind, what is this, what exactly causes problem, statements are so beautiful. So therefore, avichar is there, lack of right thinking, complete thinking. And viparita vichar, viparita, oh Rama, that we are also again experts. An example I give often, this little child was asked by the teacher, you know, there was a flask of water and there were some insects floating in the water and they died because they were, and they put another this water and there was alcohol and they were, no, the insects were surviving, you know, in the water, but when they put alcohol, the insects died, you know, in the flask with it. So teacher said, okay, what is the lesson you learn from here? Simple lesson. One child put up the hand, he says, whenever you have worms in the stomach, drink. No, viparita, you understand? And please don't think this is an example and you laugh about it, but I am telling you how often we do that. This is again, as I said, no, it's so unconscious, it's so, we don't even realize we're doing it. How often have you done that? Someone who has been good to you 500 times. Once they are not good, what do you say, this person is bad? Do we or do we not? Come on. We only remember that last time that person was not that great with us. Or maybe that person has looked at you, loved you, everything, but one day that person is busy and did this and their mind was preoccupied and they did not look at you saying, see, abhi pata nahi, badal gaye Vimalananda. पहले तो ऐसे नहीं थे, पहले तो देखते थे, अभी I'm giving as an example, see, completely wrong, our interpretation, and it's so subconscious. What I want you all to understand is that our mind is like that it happens, we are not aware of all the thoughts that are happening in the mind, it just happens as patterns of our thought. I don't know whether you've read a book called Knots by a R.D. Lang. Pretty young, that book was there available, R.D. Lang, L-A-N-G. So it shows the type of conversations, and these are again patterns of the mind which becomes conversations that happen in a typical home or situations which is familiar. Let me explain this to you. The child does not study. My child, other child doesn't study, doesn't bother us, but my child doesn't study. What happens? You say what? You study. He says, I will not. He says, if you do not, I will do this. Then he will say, it doesn't, you will fail. He says, it doesn't matter if I fail. So he says, if you don't fail, if you fail, this will happen. Then he will say something, then you will say something, then he will say something. It's a pattern. Even it starts sometimes from some other place, but it goes back into a pattern. How many of us have this sort of a patterned conversation with family members? Please put up your hands. Don't worry, it's everyone, so you don't worry about it. Pattern. It will start from somewhere else and it will end up with the same conversation, the same type of thoughts, same repetitions of, is it a fact or not? Why? We get into this, what they call a thought knot. Pattern thinking. It will start with something else. Today it is raining. What is there? Something innocent happening. Today it is raining. And then something will lead to that. You don't do this, you never do this. It started with what? And then it will end with what? You never do anything, or you never listen to me, or you always do like that, or whatever it is. Does it happen? What is it called? So if we become aware that these are all what, see, it's not that breaking of that is just by vichar. The solution is very interesting, by vichar. Because this is Vedanta, na? So it tells you, vichar is the method. When other places you say, okay, attach your mind to God, do spiritual sadhana. So those are all very important. Huh? Remember, I already told you karma and upasana are very important to make that mind ready. Yeah? But here they say vichar. They are giving us only vichar. Understand. Bandhaya. What makes the bondage? Asakta. Now, Narad Bhakti Sutra says it beautifully. What they say, Tattu Vishayatyaga Sangatyagacha. Lovely words. He says, How do you get rid of it? First, Vishaya Tyag, then Sanga Tyag. Getting rid of attachment in the mind is difficult. So, first give up the object, then the chance of this. What happens? We don't want to give up the object, but we want to remove the attachment in the mind. Isn't it true? How many people say, I am not attached to tea. I am not attached to tea. I can give up anytime. Then give up. It's when you give up, then you realize how much you are attached. Fact or not. You know you are going to get tea, so you say, oh no, I can give any time. Please give it up. I am not saying everything, no, I am attached to my wife, so I give up. Don't do things like that, please. Otherwise, you will say, she only told us. I am not suggesting any such thing, please. We have to understand the patterns of the mind. We have to understand how these things are actually happening inside here, inside the mind. Getting attached, what is more easy, getting attached or getting detached? What is easy, getting detached or getting attached? When do we get detached? This is another thing we have to understand. When do we get detached? Think, you've got detached from so many things in life. You can't say you've not got detached. You've got detached. Childhood toys, you got detached, right? How did you get detached? How did it? It dropped. It dropped. You did not give it up, it dropped. Why? Because you got attached to, so that dropped. What a lovely solution. What is it? How do I get detached? Swamiji, I got detached from one, what? Drinking. Now I am attached to what? So you have to substitute with something what? Better, higher, less rajasic or tamasic, more sattvic. Have you got this whole solution part? So you want to drop something, you get attached to something else. But something more wholesome, sattvic. Many times people ask me, Swamiji, what food you like? I said, I like food. You know, what food? I like food. I am a foodie because I am a typical Guju. You understand? And most of us are what? Foodies. So therefore, so I like food. Now what to do? I like food, full stop. So what do? Let me try and have what? Wholesome food. Is it okay? Let me not have, because I like food. So what do? Let me have wholesome food. If I have wholesome food, what will happen? Its negative effects will not be there so much. You got this. So Vishayasa, nirvishayam manaha is not that easy. Okay. Another way to get detached. This is another statement I love. We change because of two reasons. One is, I know enough, so I want to change. The other is, I hurt enough, so I have to change. What is it? What? I know enough, so I want to change. And the second is what? Most of us learn how? Please tell me, first or second? Okay. I don't need to know anything about your, life, your personal life and all, but think for yourself, you don't have to answer this. Who has given you, who or what has given you the greatest sorrow in your life? You don't have to say it. Please don't say it. Think. Who or what has given you the greatest sorrow in your life? The answer for everyone without exception is going to be the one or whatever you are most attached to. Is it a fact or not? I don't have to know anything about you, but you will find that answer, that one you were the most attached to has given you the what? Most sorrow. What does that mean? What does it mean? Mana eva manushyanam Isn't it true? Priyam tvam rodayishyati. Your attachment will make you cry. That's what the Vedanta says. Whatever it is, doesn't matter what it is. So what happens when that sorrow comes? What do you say? I don't want it. How many times you said, I am never going to do this. I will don't do this. So at that time, but what happens after some time? That same thing, na? Every person who's attached to drinking or whatever nowadays binging. So what do you say? Next morning, that first thought in the morning is what? Today I will not. Is it a fact or not? Today I will not. Then what happens? As the evening comes, what happens? Have you noticed the evening times only are dangerous time? Agreed? Morning you're all, let's get to work, let's do this, let's do that. And then the mind gravitates to something. So if that thing hurts you enough and you say, no, I don't want this bondage, I don't want this attachment, I don't want, it's creating me, so much of sorrow, enough is enough. For how long am I going to be a slave? For how long am I going to keep falling into the same trap of thinking and doing and actions and all that? Enough. Then what happens? What will you do? So I change because I hurt enough. Most of us, knowledge doesn't work many times. I know everything, but if I hurt enough, no one wants sorrow. So what do? So Swamiji, don't leave us in such a negative. Okay, fine. So the interesting part is that our mind does have this ability of detaching, which we do every day, every minute. After this talk is open, what will you do? Get detached from your seat and go to isn't it true? It's now comes an interesting thing. What is this? What is this? What is this? See how easily you gave up the thought of the book. Did you or did you not? It just went. It just went. For how long does a thought remain in your mind, in our minds? Please tell me. A fraction of a second. What is the power of a fraction, a thought which is a fraction of a second? Something is wrong with this volume, no? I think I touched it. So, a fraction of a second is all that the thought remains in your mind, right? And the next thought comes or not? So, when there are people who say, I am thinking of you 24 hours, remember 100,000% they are lying. It's not possible. You know, the scriptures say that if you have the same thought in your mind for 30 seconds, you will go into samadhi. What? Anyone going into samadhi? No one. You have 100 thoughts, this thought comes, that thought comes, and I'm thinking of you all the time. All the time, illema, sometime once in a while. Have you understood? So when you know this is a fact, I don't think of you 24 hours, it feels 24 hours, in between so many thoughts come, even now you think, I'm in no illusion that all of you were listening 100% with me. How many times your mind, I said something about attachment, immediately it went to some person you are attached to. Is it true or not? How many times your mind went out and came back? So many people's mind went out, never came back at all. I'm sure. It lingered much more. After some time someone laughed, then again, yeah. What is he talking? It happens. So you and I are expert in leaving thoughts. Got it? So don't say, how to detach. Arey Rama, you are detaching every second from your previous thought. You can detach from that thought of sorrow in 1 second. You do. But what do? You bring it back again. No, I want to be sorrowful. Now, who can prevent you to be sorrowful if you choose to be sorrowful? Can anyone do that? There are some people, no? I am victim. But you are not. No, I am a victim. I am sorrowful. I am unhappy. You don't know, Swamiji, what is. Oh, yeah. Just leave that. So it's easy for you to say. How? Don't we say that? Arey Papa, you only are leaving that thought. The minute you see food, immediately that thought goes away, that food thought comes or not. So Vishaya is where in the mind, are you giving up that thought or not? You are. You're going to the next. So easy, na? I want you to understand that. Don't think it's very difficult. Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha, and important is what? Moksha. That itself can liberate you. That sounds very nice. Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.